and he's definitely hypersensitive.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
definitely, yeah. Mhm.
Oh, wow. And that was it?
Yeah, now she's taking Asia.
So she just. And she teaches easy to grab. Wow. So much energy this morning. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, friends. Wow. Everyone's got some energy this morning. I'm assuming this is this Olivia online?
Yes, it is. Good morning.
Hello, glad to have you here.
Thank you.
No, actually, I'm kind of thinking that this is going to be a month of emphasizing rest over activity, because that rest and digest. Okay. Yeah. So I'm trying to, I think I claimed host already. Yeah, I did. You'll see where I'm going. Okay. All right. Olivia's all set. So February is Heart Month, Heart Healthy Month. And there's just so much research out there about how when we move our body into a state that's really connecting more with our parasympathetic nervous system rather than our sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system is the one that makes us do. You got that down. Tapping into our parasympathetic system takes some practice. Come to yoga and meditation on Wednesdays because that's what we're tapping into. But we can do it here. We can weave it into a regular asana class. I just with focus on the breathing and spending a little bit, maybe an extra minute in Shavasana. I'd like to end today's class with actually a short meditation. It's called a metta meditation. It comes from the Buddhist lineage versus India and the more Hindu background of yoga. And it's a meditation on benevolence, on kindness. So I don't think there's much to argue with when we instill kindness, how it makes our heart feel happy. And just really that spontaneous joy, right? When you do an act of kindness, there's just this spontaneous joy that comes with it. I had a little lesson. So my daughter turned 17 on Thursday. I know. She invited some friends over Friday night. So she's 17. So the friend number, I kept asking her, it could have been 1. And it turned out to be 12. Oh. Thank God my girlfriend came into town. So we pulled it together. So Friday running around, getting the stuff and really not knowing still how many we're going to show. So, but it was all okay. And end of the night, she goes to bed, didn't say goodnight or thank you. I woke up the next morning. I said to my husband, I'm really sad. Like she didn't, he goes, but you had so much joy listening to her with her friends. And that's why you did it. Like, you're right. I was like, damn, he's right. But yeah, it was a really, really good lesson. And I think I taught that last week from Sharon Gannon, that the reward is the practice. The reward isn't what you're expecting to get from it. It always comes back to yoga. I just want to do yoga every day. So it was a really good lesson, but that metta meditation that we'll do at the end is just a little practice, a little meditation in feeling that spontaneous joy from focusing on giving to others. So we'll close with that. We're going to start actually. Let's open the practice just here. Everyone's seated. So let's just ground. Take a few minutes here to focus on your breath a little bit and coming to this present moment, this space, your beautiful rectangle that you're sitting on is your place of Zen for the next hour. Take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Big ha. Take one more breath like that. Inhale through the nose. Then find your natural breath. And by finding it, I mean being aware of just naturally inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Notice without any judgment how it feels this morning. If it's smooth, can you feel any texture? Notice if it's being blocked at all. Notice how, without really any effort at all, the inhale coming up through the nostrils, and then exhaling through the nostrils. Our breath, our life partner, the air, our other life partner, the earth, supporting our seat right now. So next couple of breaths, really be aware of where your seat is meeting the support of the earth. And take a little body scan, notice where parts of your body feel tense. Notice where you're really working hard to hold yourself up in the seat. And see if you can energetically draw the navel in a little bit toward the spine, lengthen up through the spine. And then bring your hands together in front of the heart, the tips of the thumbs gently pressing against the heart center, and create a little energy here, pressing the palms more energetically together. Not trying to smush them too hard, but just noticing when you apply a little gentle pressure, notice what's happening in the heart space. Maybe even feeling the shoulder blades move toward each other in the back, and a little down. Notice if the space between the shoulders and ears changes. And then think about what makes your heart love it. That spontaneous joy. And maybe the corners of your mouth turn up slightly. How can you focus on feeding your heart? Studies show that 80% of yoga enthusiasts feel a shift in their level of stress and anxiety after practicing, whether it's doing a breath work, meditation, or physical asana work. Take a deeper breath in and sigh it out through the mouth again. And then the next exhale will Om. For that moment, just to have our energy connect with each other, with our friend online, sending that vibration out into the world. What we do for ourselves has a ripple effect. It helps us show up for others and do for others. If you haven't set an intention, go ahead and do that. Flicker the eyes open just about 10%. So you're just letting in a little bit of light. And open them up a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Take your eyes up to 12 o'clock. Just the eyes, not the head. Take the eyes over to 3 o'clock. Down to 6. Over to 9. Up to 12. Reverse over to 9. Down to 6. Over to 3. And up to 12. And then eyes wide open. We're going to come onto our bellies for a pose that's called crocodile pose. So moving the blocks to the side of your mat. So crocodile pose
we want to support our head a little bit, but the height depends on if it creates any tension in the back. So start by stacking your forearms and drop your forehead to the tops of the forearms. If you feel like that's creating any tension in the low back, slide your elbows out a little further, stacking your hands so that your forehead rests on the back of your hands. And see if that alleviated any tension in the low back area. If you're still feeling a little bit of tension in the back, try separating the legs a little bit to help release the low back. If you're still feeling if it's not comfortable for the back of the neck, you can take the elbows out wider and turn the side of your head one cheek to the mat, or forehead to the mat if that's comfortable. So all different options. So find where it's going to be most comfortable for you so that you can settle here. Tops of the feet are on the mat and your legs are a comfortable distance apart. And then an option here for the feet. You can try turning the feet out so the feet are flexed and the inner ankles are drawing toward the mat. Try it. If it's not comfortable for you, then come back to having the feet rest on the tops of your feet. And breathe in and out of your nose. So crocodile pose will be here for, I'm going to set a timer for 3 minutes. In crocodile pose, the intention here is to breathe from our diaphragm. And when we breathe from our diaphragm, it allows us to take a deeper breath. And when we take a deeper breath, it sends a message to our nervous system to soften, to relax a little bit more. Feeling the belly press into the mat as you inhale and exhale. So the awareness is on the front body, maybe. Or maybe the awareness is feeling the breath up and down the spine. It's one of the best postures for working with diaphragmatic breathing. Relaxation and diaphragmatic breathing go hand in hand. Helps us manage our emotions and health in our daily life. Softening your gaze or closing the eyes if you haven't, and starting to scan the body, sending your breath to relax your feet, your legs, your pelvis, your abdomen, your shoulders, and your face. Notice where your awareness is. Maybe to the mid-torso in the process of breathing right now. The abdominal muscles pressing against the floor as you inhale, and your body relaxing as you exhale. As you soften your abdomen, letting your breath flow in and out in its own rhythm, allowing the nervous system to quiet. Feeling the rib cage fill up with your breath. The breath filling the lower back and sides at the waist.
Our diaphragm is our main muscle responsible for respiration. So bringing awareness to it, allowing it to do its job here in this pose. Helps the health of our respiratory system, our lungs, and our heart. So just a few more breaths here. So 3 more breaths, continuing to let the breath flow in and out. See if you can find any more space to release some tension. Even if you just have 5 minutes in your day to take crocodile pose, it helps the body move into the relaxation response. And then begin to lift up and slide the arms out to the sides. Like say hi to your neighbor, it's okay. So bringing the arms out, straight out from the shoulders, palms face down. Slide your right hand in by your chest. Walk your left fingers out a little bit and roll yourself onto the left side of your body. You gotta move that left arm out enough where you can drop your head down to the mat, stacking the legs, coming up on this left hip. Bring that right hand in as close as you need to support yourself. And finding a shoulder opening here. And the knees can be a little bent or straight, whatever's more comfortable for you. And taking a few breaths here just to, while we're opening the left shoulder, you're also opening the right side of your chest. So feel that heart space open. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more breath in. And exhale it out as you roll onto your belly. Extend that right arm out. So taking it on the other side. So bring that left hand in close to your face to help push yourself onto the right side of your body. Taking this on the other side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And then rolling onto the belly. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Push yourself up to tabletop. Take the knees as wide as your mat. Toes together. Pushing back to a wide-legged child's pose. Letting the heart melt toward the earth. And now feeling the breath. Expand the rib cage here. Feel the breath. Maybe release anything in the low back. The arms can be active, maybe stretching out toward the top of your mat, or they can be soft. Whatever you're feeling right now. If you want to make this pose a little bit more active. All the focus on your breath. Inhale, lift up to tabletop, bring the hands, the wrists under the shoulders, bring the knees under the hips, and let's rock it out with cow and cat. Draw the belly in, navel in, and up. Find that engagement in your lower abdominal area. Inhale as you tilt your tailbone up. Allow the movement to come from the pelvis. So as you tilt the tailbone up, we feel a lengthening of the spine and the heart space naturally lifts and opens. On the exhale, tuck the tailbone under, bring your gaze to look at your belly button. And by doing that, we're rounding the spine. Inhale, tilt the pelvis the other way so the tailbone is shining up to the sky and your pubic bone is shining down to the earth, naturally lengthening the spine, opening the heart space, and exhale, other way, pelvis. Now, we're tucking the tailbone, gaze is at the belly button, push the earth away from you a little bit. One more time, inhale into cow. Keep the core engaged. And exhale into cat pose. And then push your seat to your heels on your exhale. Inhale, rock back to tabletop and lower the thighs and hips to the mat, heart shining forward. 2 more times like that. Inhale through tabletop and exhale, pushing seat to heels. Keeping the arms in full extension, and then rock the other way. Exhale, dropping thighs and hips, shoulders draw away from ears. Inhale, rock through tabletop, pushing your seat to your heels, arms in full extension. 1 more time, rock through tabletop, and exhale, lowering down, and then lower all the way down to your belly. Hands underneath your shoulders, coming into cobra pose. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Feel your shoulder blades in the back drawing toward each other, and then draw them down. And then on your next inhale, lifting up, baby cobra. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, lower down. This time, lift up without your hands. So really engage those back muscles. Push your toenails into the mat. And lower down, push back up through tabletop. Come back to child's pose for a breath. Exhale it out. Inhale, back to tabletop. And then rock off onto your left hip and swing your legs around. Bringing them out in front of you. Move the flesh away from your sits bones. Flex your feet, finding a spinal twist here, drawing right knee into the chest. Step it over your left leg. Right hand coming behind, fingers pointing out. Use that hand as a kickstand. You need to put a block under that hand for support. You can. Lifting left arm up by the ear. Exhale into your twist. Hooking the left elbow with right knee, or you can wrap the arm around that right knee. So the knee's in the crook of the elbow. That's another option. And use your inhale to feel a lengthening up of the spine. And your exhale to maybe take you deeper into the twist. But feel like you're evenly seated on your sits bones, that you're not rocking into one sit bone or the other, that you feel just an evenness. And then flex that left foot, keeping that leg a little active. 1 more breath in and out. And then next inhale, come through center, release that right leg, windshield wiper the feet. You need to move the flesh away from the sits bones again to sit up tall. Draw left knee into the chest, step it over the right leg. Left hand coming behind. We float the right arm up by the ear, finding length, and then move into the twist. And let's start where our chin is in line with our sternum. And then with each exhale, maybe turning the head a little bit at a time. We're here for 4 more breaths. So not going into the deepest part of the pose right at the start, but taking your time and letting the breath move you into the pose. And maybe you come to where you're looking over that left shoulder if it's comfortable for the neck. Keeping right foot flexed, that right leg is a little active. We're pressing into the toe ball mound of the left foot. One more breath where we feel that lengthening up of the spine, bringing out our twist, get those toxins out of the body, and then come back to center, release that left leg, and this time shake out the legs. Tap the inside, go down, tap the outside, coming up. Tap the inside, going down. Tap the outside, coming up. And then we go into boat pose. We need it on this rainy day. So bring those feet where the knees were. Bring hands under the knees. Lift the chest up. Lean back. And get to that point where you feel the middle abdominal muscles working. Then maybe the legs, the feet float up off the mat. Hands can stay under the knees or maybe the arms come out to the side, but don't lose the alignment. Don't collapse. Lifting up, balancing on the sits bones, maybe the legs straighten. Full breath in and out. You can be here the whole time, but try and hold boat for another couple breaths. Lift the chest. Engage in the abdominal muscles. Bring the feet to the mat. Bring your chest through. Lengthen up. And exhale. Round the spine. Touching the chest. Inhale one more time. Inhale. Lengthen up. And exhale. Rounding the spine. And then we'll come into reverse tabletop. So if you need your blocks under the hands for this, go ahead and grab them, place them behind you. Your feet are hip distance apart. If you're using blocks, the hands are on and the fingers are coming down the inside part of the block. And then we're going to lift our seat a little bit. Rock your sits bones towards your heels and then lift your hips up. Feet are on the mat. Feet are on the mat. Reverse tabletop. Chin is toward chest, or you can start dropping the head back if that's comfortable. The focus, though, is really on lifting the hips. So think about tabletop when you're on hands and knees and you're in a neutral spine. So the hips, try and lift them up. Press into your feet. Engage in your thighs. Arms lengthening. And exhale, lower down. Nice job, everyone. Then staff pose. Dandasana. The hands come on either side of your hips. Fingers spread. Gentle pressure, pressing the palms into the mat to lengthen up through the spine. Almost like you feel like you're lifting up out of your seat. Arms are straight. Push your big toes away from you. Draw your pinky toes towards you. Draw the navel in and up. And cross at the ankles, roll forward back to tabletop. And we're going to drop down to our forearms. Interlace your fingers. So elbows should be under your shoulders right here. Not out too wide, but just right under your shoulders. If you're not sure, wrap your fingers around your elbows to make sure that they're in close enough. But interlacing the fingers, then we're going to tuck our toes under and lift. Straighten the legs. Lift our sits bones up to the ceiling. Heels are lifted. You're on your toes and the balls of your feet. Dolphin pose.
So straightening the legs. Try now bending left knee and drop right heel down. And then reverse. Bend right knee, drop left heel down. And just play with that a little bit. See if you can bring your head between your arms just a little bit, getting into the shoulders just a little bit more. So instead of feeling like you're in forearm plank pose, we're looking for the sits bones to be coming up toward the sky here. So push back. Head between the arms, so your head is not lifting, you're looking back. Beautiful, everyone. And then come back to lowering your hips, and we're coming to forearm plank here. So long line of energy, your heart space is over that space in between your forearms. And then start to lower the hips down. Uncurl the toes, tops of the feet to the mat, separate your legs a comfortable distance, and then finding Sphinx pose. So we're bringing our forearms now to the mat. The elbows are just in front of the shoulders, not under the shoulders. So bring the elbow creases just out a little bit. Energetically press the forearms into the mat and start drawing back a little bit. So as we draw back, we feel our heart space lift. If you feel an overarching of the back, tuck the tailbone, lengthen through the low back, turning the pubic bone toward the mat. Gaze is looking just ahead of your fingertips. So we're not creating any extra stress in the neck. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more full breath in. And exhale, stack those hands again. Forehead rests on the backs of the hands. Bend your knees. Windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Release any gripping in the low back. Let it go. Maybe even take an inhale here through the nose and a big exhale through the mouth. Lowering the legs down, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes under, push yourself up and back, and then straighten the legs. Let's find downward facing dog. So same as dolphin, where we're pushing back, getting an extension, full extension in our arms, in our spine. Let's bend the left knee, drop right heel, just like we did in dolphin, and opposite. So here we call it pedaling out our dog, taking the dog for a walk. Just finding some movement. Notice the shifting in your hips and your pelvis when you do this. And then come up high on your toes. Bend your knees to about halfway. So you're kind of in this downward dog squat. And then push your low belly toward your thighs. Try and spread your sits bones. Widen the space between your sits bones, and then straighten your legs again. And see if that changed the pose for you at all. Beautiful neck position, everyone. So no tension in the neck here. Your gaze looking at your knees, and we're trying to release tension from the neck and shoulder area. Look between your hands and then walk your feet up one footprint at a time to the top of your mat. And inhale, lifting up halfway, finding a flat back. And then draw the arms back. Shoulders moving away from the ears. Next inhale, sink into chair, bend the knees. Inhale, arms up by the ears. Draw the belly in. Lengthen through the low back. Soften shoulders away from ears. The weight is in your heels. Inhale, next exhale, straighten the legs forward. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, lift up halfway. Bring the arms back behind you. Bend the knees. Weight is in the heels. Inhale, arms up by the ears. Chair pose again. Adding a twist now. Hands to heart center. Twist to the right. Full breath in and out. Inhale, hands to center. Arms float up to the ears, and we dive forward again. Uttanasana, forward fold. Full breath in and out. Inhale, lift up halfway. Arms float behind you, reach them back. Bend the knees, weight is in the heels. Inhale, arms float up by the ears, chair. Hands to heart center, twist to the left. Full breath in. If that right knee is jutting forward, draw it back so knees are even. Another breath in. And bring hands to heart center. This time straighten the legs. Take that prayer overhead. Interlace your fingers. Index fingers pointing straight up. Breathe in to lengthen and exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale through center, side bend to the right. Through center on your inhale, the exhale takes us to the left. Inhale through center and over to the right. And then come to center. Keep the fingers interlaced. Turn the palms up to the sky. See if you can feel that lengthening up, but draw shoulders away from ears. Lengthen through your low back. So drawing the tailbone down. Feel like you're energetically pressing into your feet. Another inhale, lengthening, and then exhale, take the arms out to the sides. Keep your hands flexed, press through the palms, and draw the arms back out of your peripheral vision, and then sweep them behind your back. If you can, interlace the fingers and press the palms together and straighten the arms. If the shoulders are saying, not today, bring the knuckles to your sacrum. And instead of having the elbows flare out this way, draw them toward each other. So your shoulder blades, really bring awareness to your shoulder blades. Draw them together and down the back. Beautiful, everyone. Wherever you are, drop your chin toward your chest and then lift your chest. Bring all your awareness to breathe right into this heart space. See what color comes to mind. What makes your heart happy? Maybe it brings a little smile to the face. Smiling even when you don't want to helps bring some positive energy to yourself. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, take them out wide and dive forward. Forward fold. Hold opposite elbows. Hang like a Raggedy Ann doll. Or another option is take your palms underneath your feet. Gorilla pose. So you're sliding the hand underneath 1 foot at a time. So your toes are by your wrist crease. Maybe even wiggle your toes to massage out your wrists. Or just hold opposite elbows. So either one, whatever is more comfortable for you. Let the head be heavy here. Another full breath in. And out, release. If you did gorilla, release that bind. If you were holding the elbows, bend your knees a lot, let the head hang, the head be heavy, roll up to stand one vertebrae at a time. Let your breath lift you up. And Tadasana pose. Full breath in. We take a reset here. Tadasana is always good to do in between poses to just find that pause, to feel yourself grounding down, a connection with the earth again. And shake it out a little bit. So we're gonna step the right leg back. We're gonna do a little standing series here. So soften the knees here, put weight in your left foot, hands start at hips. So it helps you to keep the hips facing forward. And then step your right leg back. Your right foot, you're coming to the ball of your foot, your right heel lifted. And just play here if you need to shimmy it back a little bit. If you're deepening the bend in this left knee, if that left knee goes past the toe, you've got an opportunity to widen the stance a little bit. So this is high lunge. Then we're gonna spiral that right heel down now. So notice that your right hip is gonna draw back a little bit. Take your right hand and draw it forward. And feet are on 2 planks of wood. If you have that right foot behind the left, it's gonna be really hard to square the hips forward. So creating a little space, if you're having a hard time squaring the hips forward, that right foot might need to come to the right edge of the mat a little bit. Left knee tracking with the toes. Check in now, bring awareness to your low back, your middle back. If you feel overarching in it, like you're creating a C shape, lengthen down through your low back and drop that pelvic floor toward the earth. Feeling really stable here, pressing into the left foot, pressing into the right. We're taking our arms up by the ears now. Warrior one, fix your gaze on something ahead of you, almost to maybe where the vision blurs just a little bit. Full breath in, full breath out. Sweep the arms behind your back, coming into humble warrior. So same thing as before. If you're able to straighten the arms, go ahead and do so, or knuckles to sacrum. Then start to bow the heart toward the floor. You're coming toward the inside of that left knee without moving that left knee out to the side, but we're squaring our shoulders with our hips. Full breath in and out. Inhale to rise, arms float up by the ears again. Bring hands to heart center and then push off a little bit to step that right foot in just a little bit and turn the toes more toward the front of the mat. Straighten the legs, finding our pyramid pose. Let's bring hands to hips again and then lead with the heart. So you come to halfway, hinging at the hips. So here, you can grab your blocks and bring them underneath your hands at the highest height to stay here. Maybe with each breath, drawing the heart toward that left knee. Maybe come all the way down where belly is coming toward that left thigh. But be with yourself in this present moment, feeling the sensations of the stretch. Maybe sure your left toes are tracking forward. Big stretch. Hips are level, sacrum level. And bring hands to hips, come up halfway, engage in your core. Press the feet into the mat as you lift the upper body. Come back into warrior one. So take that right foot back. Open up that stance a little bit. The feet are still on 2 planks of wood. Soften the shoulders. And then we're going to open to warrior two. So open the hips to this exit wall. Now bring the right foot more in line with the left foot. Think about your right inner arch being in line with your left heel to help open up the hips to the side now. So we go from a front hip opener to a side hip opener, and then extended side angle. Drop that left forearm to the top of your left thigh. The palm is facing up. Press that forearm into the thigh just a little bit to help get out of that left shoulder, and then float the right arm by the right ear. Keep the right side of your chest opening. So if you feel it collapsing down, open it up. If you feel any arching in the back, scoop the tailbone under. Inhale, spiraling back up to warrior two. And then spiral the hands down to the mat. Pivot that back foot so you're finding low lunge. Plant your hands and step your left foot back, finding plank. And then lower the knees to the mat. Shift forward in this tabletop. Lean forward a little bit. Now hug the elbows in, bend the elbows, lowering the belly down to the mat. Hands are underneath your shoulders. If they didn't get there, go ahead and put them there. Draw your shoulders, your elbows into your side body. Shoulder blades moving toward each other and down, and then inhaling into cobra. And exhale, lower down, tuck your toes under, push your feet to your heels as we lift the hips, the sits bones, taking us into downward facing dog. Couple breaths here, almost as if downward dog becomes a rest pose. If there's a lot of tightness in your hamstrings, it's okay to bend your knees a little bit in downward dog to feel that you're getting that greater spinal extension. Can't look between your hands, walk your feet up to the top of your mat, bend your knees a lot, roll up to stand. Arms float overhead, hands together, bring them down to your heart center. Finding Tadasana, take a full breath in. So all that on the other side. So shake off whatever happened on that side. New side, hands to hips, bend the knees a little bit. Weight goes into right foot as we step that left foot back. Take a couple of moments to find this high lunge for yourself. Left hip is going to move forward. Left leg lengthening. You're up, your heel is up right now. Find that bend in the right knee. The right knee is tracking with the toes. So if your right knee is going past the toes, widen your stance. So helping us set up for warrior one. Now spiral that left heel down. So if you look down, your left toes, if the top of your mat is 12 o'clock, the left toes are turning toward 10. Really feel like you're rooting down through the right foot, feeling stable. Float the arms up by the ears. Strong gaze, lengthen down through the low back. Notice when you lengthen through the low back, you might feel a little bit more lengthening in that left leg. Sweep the hands behind your back, interlace your fingers or knuckles to sacrum, and bow toward Mother Earth. Humble warrior, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale to lift up, arms float back up, warrior one. And then we hands to hips, step forward to find pyramid pose. Straighten both legs, left toes turn toward the top of the mat a little bit. Lift the chest and then hinge forward. Come halfway and decide if you want to use your blocks to help support you. Lowering down. Inhale to lift back up. Hands to hips, step that left leg back a little bit to warrior one. Exhale, opening to warrior two. That left leg coming more in line with the right heel. Deepening the bend in this right knee. Dropping into extended side angle. Press that right forearm and elbow into the right thigh. Left arm coming in line with the ear. Long line of energy from the left foot. And again, check in with the left side of your chest. If you feel it moving toward the earth, open it up. Inhale, warrior two. Spiral the hands down. Stepping the right foot back. Drop the knees. Push us. Come to sit on your heels. And then rock off on your your left hip, and swing your legs around. Coming onto your back. And hugging the knees into your chest. Rolling from side to side a little bit. Let that sacrum be soft against the mat. Extend your left leg out long onto the mat. Keep your right knee hugged in and take your right knee over to the left. Coming into a spinal twist, rolling onto your left side. So if you want support under this right knee, you can put a block under it for it to rest on. That right arm now extends out from the shoulder. Flipping the palm up to help the right shoulder rotate back. The chest opening, the twist coming from your navel up. A couple more breaths here. Really allow the left hip to surrender into the support of the earth. Next inhale, come onto the back. Hug the left knee in. Take a breath to neutralize the spine. Extend right leg out long onto the mat. Guide that left knee over to the right side, rolling on to your right side. Left arm extending out, glide that left shoulder blade under. And just like we did with our twist, our seated twist, let your breath take you into this pose, one breath at a time. Feeling that right hip surrender into the support. Breathe into this left side of the chest. Breathe in, let those muscles that attach our shoulder to our heart space. Feel the breath. Soften. Next inhale, come back to center. Hug right knee into the chest. Rock a little bit from side to side. Inhale, lifting forehead up to the knees. Little yogi hug here. Let the head drop down, let the feet come down to the mat. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Comfortable distance between your heels and your sits bones, your knees facing up to the sky. Let your hands rest on your belly. Toes facing the front of the room, and then see if it's comfortable for you to let your thighs and your knees come toward each other. Let the soles of the feet rest. Trying to release any effort in the legs. With your hands on your belly, feel the rise and fall of your breath. Lengthen your inhale. Lengthen your exhale. Metta means loving kindness, friendliness, goodwill, active interest in others. Repeating these words silently to yourself after I say them. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be free of suffering. May I live in peace. May my life be blessed with ease. And then bring to mind someone in your life. Silently saying these words to that person. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free of suffering. May you live in peace. May your life be blessed with ease. Bring another person into your mind who maybe you haven't felt so great about. Extending these words to them, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free of suffering. May you live in peace. May your life be blessed with ease. Whatever phrase or word from that metta meditation resonated the most with you, silently repeating that to yourself now. As you continue to let the pull back surrender into the support beneath it. Maybe the arms drop down to the sides or hands
can stay at the belly. Just bring all your awareness to that phrase or word. Silently repeating it to yourself. Start to deepen your breath. Straightening the legs out, wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, circling wrists, circling ankles. Stretch the arms maybe overhead. Hug the knees into your chest, roll onto your right side, coming to the fetal position for a couple of breaths. Inviting the energy to flow from your heart into the body to help energize you, re-energize you for the day ahead. When you're ready, coming up to a seat, keeping the eyes closed, you're at a soft gaze and letting your sits bones root, your spine grow tall. Inhale, float the arms overhead, palms touch, and draw down gratitude and thanks into your heart space. And thank yourself for this time of self-care, this time to make your heart a little healthier and happier. Recall that intention you set. Carry that thought of what makes your heart happy through your day. Let's seal the practice with Om. Take a full inhale, sigh it out. Om on the next exhale. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you all so much. As of yesterday, there were only 2 spots left for my yoga and osteoporosis workshop at Love. So if you still want in, I hope there's still a couple of spots. If you haven't registered already, I didn't realize it would fill. I know. Well, also we capped